You know what they say about morgues, right? That they're the quietest places in the world. That nothing happens there at night. That the only sounds are ventilation and refrigeration units. Yeah, that's what I thought too. That's what they told me during orientation. It's just you, the paperwork, and the hum of the coolers. They were wrong. So wrong. My name's Nicole, and I worked the night shift at the medical examiner's office in Charlotte, North Carolina for 3 months. 3 months before I couldn't take it anymore. Before I understood that morgues aren't quiet. They're full of sounds. Sounds that shouldn't exist. Sounds that follow you. Sounds that know your name. I took the job because it paid well. Really well. Night differential. Hazard pay. All for sitting at a desk in a secure facility doing intake paperwork and answering phones. Easy money for a grad student drowning in loans. Sure, the location was unconventional, but I'm not squeaky. I'm a biology major. I've dissected things. I understand the clinical nature of the work. It's just a job, just a building, just rooms with temperature-controlled storage. That's what I told myself. That's what I needed to believe. My shift started at 11 p.m. and ended at 7 a.m. 8 hours. I'd arrive, check in with the evening shift assistant, get the keys, review any pending cases. Then I'd be alone. Completely alone in a 3-story building with basement levels. My desk was in the main office on the first floor, right next to the intake area. I had security cameras on my computer. I could see every hallway, every room, everything. I was safe, monitored. Nothing could happen without me knowing. That's what I thought. The first few nights were fine, boring even. I'd do homework, watch videos on my phone. The building made normal sounds. The HVAC system, the refrigeration units cycling on and off, the occasional creak of old pipes. Nothing unusual, nothing scary. Just a quiet night job in an empty building. Perfect. Around 2 a.m. I'd do my rounds, walk through each floor, check locks, make sure everything was secure. Then back to my desk. Easy routine, mindless work. The sound started during my second week. It was a Tuesday night, around 1 a.m. I was at my desk, filling out forms, and I heard it. A sound from downstairs, from the basement level. A clicking, rhythmic, like someone tapping something against metal. Tap, 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 pause, tap, 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 pause. I checked the security cameras. The basement hallway was empty. The rooms were dark, nothing moving, nothing there. I told myself it was the cooling system. Old building, old equipment, makes weird noises. I went back to my paperwork, but the sound continued. Tap, 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 pause, tap, 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 getting louder, like it was moving, coming closer. I watched the cameras more carefully. Still nothing. Empty hallways, empty rooms. But the sound was definitely getting louder, closer, moving up from the basement. I stood, walked to the stairwell door, listened. The tapping stopped. Complete silence. I waited. Nothing. I went back to my desk. The moment I sat down, tap, 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 starting again, from the basement. I grabbed my keys, my flashlight. I was going down there, going to find whatever was making that sound, fix it, or at least identify it so I could report it to maintenance. Unlogical, practical. There's always an explanation. I took the stairs down. The basement level was colder, much colder. The fluorescent lights flickered slightly, casting weird shadows. I walked slowly, listening. The tapping had stopped again, like it knew I was coming, like it was waiting. The basement had 3 main rooms, storage, processing, and the examination suite, all with heavy metal doors, all locked. I checked each one, rattled the handles, all secure, nothing out of place. I stood in the hallway, listening. Silence. Just the hum of refrigeration. The buzz of lights. Normal sounds. I felt stupid. Paranoid. It was just building noises. pipes, thermal expansion, something logical. I headed back upstairs. I was halfway up the stairs when I heard it behind me. Not tapping this time. Footsteps, quick footsteps, running up the stairs, right behind me. I spun around, my flashlight beam cutting down the stairwell. Empty. Nothing there. But I'd heard it. Clear as anything. Footsteps, chasing me. I ran the rest of the way up, slammed through the door, back into the first floor hallway, my heart hammering. I checked the security footage, rewound it, watched the basement hallway, the stairs, nothing, no movement, no one there, just me, walking, investigating, leaving, alone, but I wasn't alone. I knew I wasn't. Something was down there. Something that moved when I couldn't see it. Something that stopped when I looked. I called my supervisor. Left a voicemail. Hey, it's Nicole. I'm hearing some weird sounds in the basement. Might be equipment malfunction. Could you send maintenance to check it out? Professional. Calm. Not mentioning that I'd heard footsteps. Not mentioning the dread pooling in my stomach. Just equipment issues. Normal stuff. The next night I tried to stay upstairs, avoid the basement entirely. But around midnight the security camera for the basement hallway went out. Just static. I checked the other cameras. All working fine. Just that one. I reset the system. The camera came back on. And in that brief moment when the feed returned, I saw something. A shape. Standing at the far end of the basement hallway, facing the camera, facing me. Then the image stabilized, and the hallway was empty. I didn't go down there. Absolutely not. I'd wait until morning, until the day shift arrived, until I wasn't alone. But at 2 a.m., the door to the basement stairs opened. I heard it, clear as day. The heavy metal door opening, creaking on its hinges. I watched it on the camera. The door was closed, hadn't moved, but I'd heard it. I was staring at the feed when I heard footsteps in the hallway behind me. In my hallway. On my floor. I turned. The hallway was empty, but the footsteps continued, walking past my office, toward the intake area. I couldn't see anything, but I could hear it. Hear them. Getting quieter. Moving away. I checked every camera, every angle. Nothing. No one. Just me. Alone. But the sounds were real. I wasn't imagining them. I grabbed my phone, started recording audio. If I couldn't see it, maybe I could capture the sound, prove it was real. I sat there, waiting, listening, recording. And at 2:17 a.m., it started again. The tapping. From the basement. Tap, tap, tap. Clear. Loud. My phone was recording, capturing every sound. Then, footsteps. Running up the stairs. Down my hallway. Past my office. I watched the empty hallway. Heard the sounds. Saw nothing. The footsteps stopped. Right outside my office door. I stared at the doorway. Empty. Silent. My phone still recording. Then, a voice. Whispering. Too quiet to understand. But definitely a voice. Coming from right outside my door. I couldn't move. Couldn't breathe. The whispering continued. For maybe 30 seconds. Then, footsteps again. Walking away. Back toward the stairs. Going down. Returning to the basement. I waited until my hands stopped shaking. Then I played back the recording. Found the timestamp. 2:17 a.m. I heard my own breathing. The hum of the building. And then, nothing. No tapping. No footsteps. No whispers. The recording had captured nothing. Just ambient noise. But I'd heard it. I'd heard all of it. Why wasn't it on the recording? I should have quit that night. Should have walked out. Never come back. But I needed the money. And part of me needed to understand. Needed to know what was happening. So I came back the next night. And the night after that, the sounds continued. Every night, always starting around 1 a.m. The tapping, the footsteps, the whispers. But now they were getting closer, lasting longer. And they were saying something. The whispers. I could almost make out words, almost understand. On my 10th night, I finally heard it clearly. The whisper, right outside my door. A voice, female, saying, "Help me find it." Over and over. "Help me find it. Help me find it." I grabbed my flashlight, stood up. "Find what?" I called out. The whispering stopped. Then, laughter. Soft, echoing, coming from everywhere, from the walls themselves. "Find what?" the voice repeated. My voice, my exact voice, mocking me. I ran, straight to the exit. Didn't grab my bag, didn't lock up properly, just ran. Out into the parking lot, into my car. I sat there, shaking, watching the building. The windows were dark, empty. Nothing moved, nothing followed. But I could still hear it. That laughter, even with my car doors locked, even with the radio on, I could hear it. In my head, or maybe not in my head. Maybe it was real. Maybe it would always be real now. I called in sick the next night, and the night after. Eventually I quit. Told them I'd found another job, better hours, closer to campus. They didn't seem surprised. The supervisor mentioned that the night position had high turnover. People just don't like working alone, she said. Gets in your head. Yeah, gets in your head. That's one way to put it. But here's the thing. I think something was down there. Something that couldn't be seen, couldn't be recorded. But it was there, aware, intelligent, and it was looking for something. Help me find it. I don't know what it lost. I don't know what it needs. But I know it's still there. Still searching. Still tapping and walking and whispering. Waiting for the next night shift worker. The next person alone in that building. The next person who might help it find whatever it's looking for. And sometimes late at night I hear tapping. In my apartment. Tap, tap, tap. Pause. Tap, tap, tap. I tell myself it's the radiator, the neighbors, anything normal. But I know better. Because when I hear it, I also hear footsteps, and whispers, and laughter. Like something followed me home. Like I helped it find something after all. Found a way out. A way to leave that building. And now it's here. With me. Still searching. Still tapping. Still whispering. Help me find it. If you're drawn to more unsettling stories from people who've worked night shifts in places where the silence is never really silent, make sure to subscribe to Campfire Nightmares. And here's what I want to know. Have you ever heard sounds at work or home that seemed intelligent? That seemed to respond to you or follow you around? Drop your stories in the comments, because I wonder how many others have heard the tapping, how many have heard the whispers, how many helped it find what it was looking for.